Okay, so here we've got an exercise to kind of guide you through this planting and harvesting seeds lesson. All right. So the first thing, like I said in the lesson, let's audit the assets. All right. So the first thing you want to do is just list out all the platforms, all the pages, all the profiles, all the funnels, like anywhere you've got content about you published. All right. And you want to go through and you want to ask, is it abundantly clear who I help? Is it abundantly clear how I help them? Have I made it stupidly simple to engage with me in my funnel? In other words, if you've got a website, is the funnel attached and a CTA there? Okay. If you have a profile, including your Facebook profile, yes, your personal Facebook profiles, like, is it abundantly clear who you help, what you're doing, what you're selling, and what they can do if they're interested in what you're saying, right? And are all these pages consistent? Or if a prospect hits one of them, if I hit your Facebook page, is it going to be inconsistent with your LinkedIn page? And that's going to be inconsistent with your website. I want as much congruency as humanly possible. And like I said, even my Facebook personal profile is matches virtually every other profile on any other platform. Okay. Because I want as much consistency as possible. And then we're going to harvest personal and professional relationships. So this was the process that I outlined there. First thing we want to do is let's get all of our contacts into one place. So export your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter, your LinkedIn, although I would keep that separate because we'll hit that here in just a little bit. Email contacts, email history, mobile phone, business card collections, like old school Rolodex, whatever you've got, let's export that. Let's get it into a single list, right? If you're using a CRM, awesome. Go ahead and load that in. You can load them in with either the segments we'll create or just tag them as friends and family or, whatever it is. If not, if you're not using a CRM, then let's use an Excel spreadsheet or a Google sheet, but let's get all of our contacts into one place, right? And then what I want you to do is create some segments. Like this is where I said, close friends, close family, distant friend, distant family. Like you may have better categories, better segments for your list, but go through and try to identify how am I going to create different buckets, right? Like how am I going to create different categories so that I can start with this group. So I can create some templates, which we'll do next and get those dialed in. Okay. So once you've got your list and you've got it segmented, basically cleaned up, then take these templates and just rewrite them. Like just get some stuff ready to start sending so that you're making it efficient, making it easy on yourself to start the actual outreach. So go through and write an email template for each segment. Go through and write some SMS templates for each segment. Like however you're going to start your outreach, if you're going to be doing calls, then write a talk track or write a script so that you're just not winging it every time that you reach out to somebody and you're not starting from scratch every time you sit down to start doing some outreach, right? If you don't make it easy, if you don't make it efficient, then you're probably going to avoid or procrastinate doing any of this. So I'm trying to make it as systematized and easy and repeatable as possible so that you can sit down and say, okay, I've got to reach out to 15 people today. Okay. So get your templates ready. And then I would create a scoreboard and I would start my outreach, right? Like what is your goal every day? Like you're starting with, maybe you've got 1,000 leads. Like every contact that you have in this list is a potential lead. So track how many of you emailed each day, how many of you texted each day, how many of you called, how many conversations do you have, how many opportunities came from it, how many sales came from it. The more you treat this like a prospecting activity, the more inclined you're going to be to one, do it, and then two, make sure you're doing it well, right? Like get a scoreboard in here, start some activity, track your activity, and make a commitment. Use the old, I think it was Seinfeld that had, don't skip a day, right? Like, so if you just sit down, if you just at least do something every single day, make sure you don't miss a day, but set yourself some goals, track your activity, and let's start creating some opportunities with client relationships. So the first thing you want to do here, just list any past clients that you have, right? That might represent an opportunity, either directly, like them as the business or them as the decision maker at a business, or indirectly. Like maybe they can intro you to somebody else, or maybe they just have people within their network that they can introduce you to, right? So list out all of the contacts at your past clients. And then for each one, like sit and look at it and think, all right, how can I present what I'm doing today in the most strategic way, right? So I write here, like consider how you can present the offer in such a way that you open the door for direct and indirect opportunities. Like I'm a big fan of hey, this is what we're doing. This is the problem we solve. Do you or anyone happen to? So give that some thought and come up with your angle and start outreach with your past client relationships. Like be strategic here. And then to leverage other people's audiences. what I recommend here is like create a list of the other services and the other products that are marketed or sold to your audience, right? Like if you're selling fractional sales services, okay, what are other services? Sometimes, I don't know, CRMs, maybe tech stacks, maybe marketing services, right? Like, are there other things that are sold to your audience? And sometimes they're things that we forget about, right? Like if I'm marketing to early stage founders and entrepreneurs, well, maybe people that are selling bookkeeping services. Okay, cool. So get a list of other services, other products that are marketed and sold to your audience, and then start looking through the people that are selling those things and see, are there any influencers here, right? Are there any large audiences, either as a company or as a person, that are marketing and selling those services that have an audience that you could leverage? Audit their pages, like go to their LinkedIn profiles, go to their websites, go see if their websites have any communities, check and see if they have any Facebook groups, like whatever it is, and create a list of 5 to 10 that you can leverage by engaging in their social media, joining their community or whatever. And then same thing we're doing with everything else, then start your outreach, right? Like set yourself a target. I'm going to drop 10 or 15 comments on LinkedIn a day with these influencers. Okay. I'm going to hop into this particular group or this particular community, and I'm going to reply to 5 to 6, 7 comments or questions, right? Like one example, maybe you sell something that is being sold to online course creators or solopreneurs. Well, Kajabi has a really good support group on Facebook. Maybe if you get in there and answer questions, I'm not talking about spamming people again, but Kajabi has a good community. It has a good audience that you can leverage. I have leveraged and worked with my buddy, Justin Welsh, right? Like he has a massive audience, and a lot of his audience, a segment of his audience, is a target of mine. So I engage with Justin's stuff. That gives me more exposure to the segment of his audience that is my audience, and that helps create traffic for me. So just think strategically about other people's audiences and determine how you can go leverage those. And then all of these things, set a target, start the outreach, execute like hell. Cool. All right. Now we're going to jump into the other sources of traffic and get started on those too.